Alright, so this is my first video for YouTube in a philosophical sense, and this is a response to Zamgit. Is it Zamgit's Chris? I think that's how you say it. By the way, this is a new account that I set up. I've actually been a subscriber to her account. I think she's awesome. I think she's amazing. She's beautiful, and she's really smart. But my first video, as far as I have another account. I have other accounts that I'm not even linking because when you talk about philosophy and free will and all that kind of stuff, I run a marketing business. So the point is that I don't want to mess that up. But to go back to free will and my thoughts on your free will comments, and you talked about how there is no free will because of determinism. All these things go into it, and you are your brain, and a number of things that you had mentioned on there. And as far as free will goes, and maybe it is a how should we say, a language difference, because free will, as far as you're saying that you're determined, if your fate is set, you have to do these things. There's a predetermined path that everything I was going, like this video was already determined that I was going to do this, and I had no choice but to make this. I had no choice but to make this video, as far as that goes. So that would be a path where everything is already determined. Whereas free will saying, I have all these different choices and I can make whichever one I want. Now in your video you talked about how, even if all these things went on and you had the video camera and this and that, and all these things from the past determined that you were going to make a video or not make a video. Yes, but you had there's many choices that you could have made. And it's not just the choice of making a video or not making a video. You could have had the choice to go to sleep. You could have had the choice to I don't know, make origami. There's 100 billion choices that you could have made. And the best way I can do this, this is my great graphics work here. So and this is one of the reasons I believe time travel isn't possible, because you have the past. This is all the past. The past is already determined. It's already happened. So we're moving along that path into this point here called the present. And so the present, this is where your free will happens, because the past determined everything determined up to this point. But right here is where your free will happens, because then, almost like a broom, you have all of these choices, all these millions of different places to go, where now you are choosing that new path. And you said, well, there's certain things that aren't. I have this discussion with theists all the time, a free will. If God wants you not to do something, he should just say, you just can't do it. Like, God doesn't want us to go the speed of faster than the speed of light. God doesn't want us to be able to walk through walls. Those are things that God doesn't want. To have free will doesn't mean that you have to have all your choices. You just have to have certain choices. You just have to have a choice, and all the choices don't have to be available for free will to happen. So, for example, according to this past, like if this past was you deciding to make a video, and well, you have to have a camera, you have to have this, you have to have thoughts, you have to have all these things that you want to do, then at that point, now if you didn't have a camera and you didn't have all these things, well, this point here, this point up here, you can't do this, because according to your past, that's not a part. Now you could start making choices on this line, maybe that's over here. You can start making choices to go buy a camera and start doing things that will put you on a new path that will change this past now to here, where this becomes the past. Now your new point is here with the camera, and now that spreads into a million other choices that you can now do. So the point is that at the present moment, there are limits to what you can do based upon the past, based upon the things that you've done already that lead you up to there, and there are infinite number of things that you can do, but there also are an infinite number of things that you cannot do based upon that moment, and that moment constantly changes, and that's where your free will really comes from, as to which path you were going to take at that given moment, at this given moment right now. So do I turn off the video camera, or do I talk and fill some more time? It's kind of how it goes. So I've decided to stop talking and turn it off, but that's my thoughts. By the way, I think you're awesome. I think all your videos are great, and I think everybody should subscribe and watch your videos, just because everything's really good on there. So that's my first video. Hope everyone liked it. If you have any comments, please leave them below.